I have not had a sip of coffee yet, so forgive my appearance. Much better. So I want to update you on some things. If you have watched my latest mini vlog, you will have seen that I started to sprout some seeds, and so I'll show you that. You can kind of see in there, yeah, you guys can see that. They have started to sprout. Wheat has just started to sprout too. Letting them go for just a little bit longer, and then we will dehydrate them, grind them out, make a flour, and make a sourdough bread out of it. So the first step is to dump out the old water, add some more in, and you can see it dripping down the sides. And then for the wheat, you need to rinse it, shake it up, and then drain out the liquid. A nice tip is to use the strainer as a way to hold it in there upside down. It works pretty well. And make sure when you go to drain them that they are slanted so the water can run out, or you're coming along frequently and mixing it up. And you can see we had some delicious eggs and sourdough waffles for breakfast. I have a video on that as well. And next up, we're going to get our canning projects done. Here I'm checking the rims before I use my jars, and I'm washing them up in nice hot soapy water with the lids as well. So I'm going to go ahead and process up some blueberries that I got from Aldi's. I'm going to make some blueberry preserves. I'm using Pamona's Pectin, so lower sweetener. And we're going to go ahead and process these, get them cooking, and get them canned up. Okay, first step is to read the recipe. I am using the book Preserving with Pamona's Pectin. I am using about 2 1/4 pounds of blueberries, and you can see me sorting through them, making sure they all look good, washing them, and straining them to get them ready to can. Pamona's Pectin here. First off, we have to get the calcium water done. Looks like they've all been smushed. All right, so that's 2 cups in there, and I've got a bit more. So 1/2, 2, 4 cups. And to that, we're gonna add 1/4 cup of lemon juice. And 2 teaspoons, we'll call it 1/2. 1, 1/2. In case you missed that, I am using a 1/2 tablespoon here and not a 1/2 teaspoon. So that was a little excessive. Oopsie. It's fine, it's fine. And we'll get that cooking. You're always gonna have leftover steam water, so you go ahead and just have it in a jar with a lid on it, stick it in the fridge for next time. Okay, so the next step is to measure out your sugar and pectin. This recipe only calls for 1 cup of sugar. Whereas if you were using normal pectin, you would have to use 4, 5, 6 cups of sugar. And then 2 teaspoons of pectin. Make sure it's actually teaspoons this time. That's 1. And a 2. But as you can see, I have plenty of pectin and calcium water left, so you can do multiple batches or maybe a large batch of jam. This recipe I'm using is going to be about 4 to 5 half pint jars of jam, so it's a smaller batch, but it gives you an opportunity to use one, and this is just 1 box. Say it again.
I finally got around to watching that documentary about clocks yesterday.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was about time.
Add our pectin and sugar mixture now. All right, we cooked the jam for about 2 minutes to dissolve the pectin, and then we turn it to a full boil, and then remove it from the heat. Add it to our jars with at least a 1/4 inch headspace. And I like to put a towel down for any spills. This is an older towel, so if it gets stained, that's perfectly okay, and this will stain. And after they are all filled, then I will wipe the rims off with some vinegar on a paper towel, put the lid on so nothing else can get inside, and then move on. And once they're all done, I'll put the rings on. You can see this one was not completely full and it will not can and process correctly, and so that is recommended to be put into the fridge. And I have a nice hot canner here because I have hot jam. We want to make sure we're not shattering our jars by mixing temperatures. And you can see here that we set our timer for 10 minutes as we have come back up to boil, and then this is taking them out after that 10 minutes of processing time. And coming up, all canners know this sound and love it. All right, next project of the morning, cleaning out the downstairs pantry or entry area. Getting all my winter gear hung up. For why, I don't know. It's still 80, 90 degrees in California right now. Wishful thinking, I suppose. So I'm cleaning, organizing, and sweeping as I go. We all know that moment where when we're in the middle of a project and we're like, what the heck do I do next? That's my moment right there. All right, what I decided to do next was this cabinet here. It holds a lot of stuff that is back and forth between in and out. And so I got that all cleaned up, organized. And a tip when you have to go from room to room is to always go up for something and take something with you. When you come back down, bring something with you, and vice versa. That way you are utilizing your time. And next is this corner. This is right when we walk in and we put all our shoes here, so it tends to get pretty grubby. So it was rather satisfying to get that all cleaned up, and the magic eraser works better than anything. Go ahead and try to change my mind. right, that looks much better in here. Got some donation stuff all organized over there. This wall has been really dirty, got that cleaned up. Now, just need the man to mop. Okay, well it is dinner time. This day has gone by pretty fast. So now I'm just going to make dinner. I'm gonna make some chicken with pasta. So in the front, I'm just starting to simmer this tomato sauce. I think I need to add some stuff to it. I have from Thrive Life this beautiful classic tomato sauce. Comes all powdered up. I don't have enough, but I don't want to open a whole new jar, or I need to season some tomato sauce a little bit. This is a great additive. I'm gonna throw in some mushrooms. I think we're gonna do these fun little spirally pastas. So I've been defrosting these chicken breasts that I had in the freezer. I love to do this. They are pre-seasoned, so I just chop them up, put some seasoning on them, and threw them in the freezer, and then you pull them out when you're ready to cook with them, and they are ready to go. Super awesome to already have that taken care of. I don't have to pull out any spices or seasonings or think about what I want to do. It's already mixed together. This happened to be a blend. It was like a pizza flavoring type style, so I think that would be good for today. Okay, I'm not using the water yet. Play roulette here. All right, what I want to do, I think I want to saute some onions and garlic. Let's be fancy. I'm going to put some ghee in the pan for the onions. Get that melting. The onions going. Throw some salt on there. Beautiful garlic. Chop that up. Grab out my baggie of vegetable scraps from the freezer. When I go to make broth again, I will pull this out along with any carrot tops, that sort of thing, celery ends, and make broth. Whenever I have a lull minute in my cooking or projects, I like to take that time to do some other chores. Here I am folding the kitchen laundry. All right, I'm gonna mix up a little bit of this Thrive Life sauce. Hot water, half a cup, so I'll do 1/4 cup for this amount. Thickens up really nicely. Throw in mushrooms. Not too bad. Add some more seasoning, some pepper, some all-purpose seasoning that I mixed up. some more oregano, garlic. The thing I love about cooking is it's safer to experiment with your spices and your seasoning especially. Cook it to how you like it. Yep, that's good. Butter on there, get that going. Put the garlic in. You want to have good garlic flavor, but you do not want to have bitter garlic flavor. So be careful about how you're cooking it and not to overdo it. I have some basil that I need to use up. I grew this in my arrow garden over there that you may see in my videos. And I loved it so much that I'm starting more. And I'm actually going to start another group of seeds. So I do this because I'm not really able to grow outside, and so I grow herbs inside in the arrow garden, and it works really well. My apartment has a patio outside. However, we are very, very north facing, which means we get almost no sun touching the balcony. There may have been some Thai basil in there still. Sauce. Alright, clean up as you go so you don't have a big mess at the end. While this simmers down, take a taste. So we've got onions, we've got garlic, we've got mushrooms, and some salt. Cooked in some ghee. It's the worst part. I want to taste this, but I also don't want to burn my tongue off. Poor me. Okay. Got a very basic flavor. So good. We'll let the garlic go a little bit more. What could it use? More salt, please. All right. This pan will warm up. The water is boiling. Nothing to do but chores. All right, I need a little bit of something in this. So I'm gonna put some coconut aminos. And some apple cider vinegar, just a little bit. See how that does. It's a little oomph. Yep. That's what it needed for that big guy. He can't go in our pasta. It's too big. Do batches of the chicken. So let's get that going. All right, let's test our pan. Nope. All right. While that is cooking, I think I'm going to get some mead mixed up. So we brewed this, oh my goodness, a couple years ago. Excuse me, I'm gonna grab the honey. And I was very new at the whole mead making. It's a fermentation, right? So I was afraid to kickstart the fermentation again by feeding it more honey, but now it's definitely safe to do that. So I add back more honey to it. So that way it is a sweet beverage like a wine would be, and not super alcohol-y. Oh, I think this one was raisin. So basically mead, you just put honey and your fruit or spices, what have you. And then you let it ferment. So I'm gonna add this meat in there. Let's give it a taste though. Oh, that one almost doesn't need anything. So I think I'll just add a small, Itty bitty teeny weeny 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 little amount. First, let's check our pan. Yep. That's ready. Alright, we're gonna do one. Let's just do it in batches. So I'm just going to do about a teaspoon of it and let it just absorb what it will absorb. And that will be a delicious treat for dinner tonight, since I'm going a little bit fancy pants today. Ooh, I'm excited. You know, some nights you just throw together food. Some nights you have leftovers, freezer meals, well, meals that you froze and pull out and eat. And some nights you feel like doing just a little bit more. No shame in whatever that is for you tonight. Dare I? Well, let's try it first. Yep, that's enough, honey. I don't need this much. Honey. Yep. You can see here, it didn't exactly dissolve all of it. And put it in the fridge. All right, let's check this chicken.
Okay.
Beautiful golden color on there. Yeah, we're a little fancy today. That gorgeousness. There's our mushrooms and onion. I'm spoiled. Now it's just 2 of us eating. However, I'm going to make enough for leftovers for lunches. All right, let's check the pasta. Yep. Done. All right, so I decided we needed some veggies, and so I took some from the freezer and warmed them up a little bit and then sauteed them in the mushroom pan. Got the residual flavors from that, and then I also added it to the chicken pan in the end, and they came out tasting delicious. Got them a little char on them. It was perfect. And here I'm adding some sauce to the pasta and mixing that in so it doesn't stick. And then I'm going to chop up some basil for both the pasta sauce and in the final dish. All right, time to sit down and enjoy this beautiful dinner with my love. Lit some candles, got our meat poured, set the table, and then here you can see afterwards is the leftovers from that beautiful meal. I have a couple of lunches, and then the canned blueberries that we did up together is all ready to cool, and I'll take the rings off tomorrow and label them. And now there's nothing left to do but to put my feet up and have a glass of mead and relax. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.